travel clothes.
My name is Soraya.
My name is Kenny.
And in today's video we will show you around 2 glaciers that we visited while we were in Patagonia. We went to the Argentinian side and we went to the Chilean side, and we will share some practical tips how to get there, what to see, what to do. Let's get into it! That we visited was in Argentina, Perito Moreno, and the second one was in Chile. It was a Gray Lake glacier.
Yes.
The first one, Perito Moreno. All the facts and stuff like that you can just simply Google it on Wikipedia. However, we want to share a couple of fun things with you guys. First of all, make sure if you go to Perito Moreno, you go to the glacier. There's also a town called Perito Moreno. These are not the same things.
Nope.
They are quite distant from each other, so make sure to check that out before you go, otherwise you will miss the glacier completely.
Yeah.
However, it is called Perito Moreno Glacier and it was really fun to see.
Yes. Well, and it has a beautiful blue color. How does it get this blue color? It's because of the ice absorbs 6 of the solar spectrum colors, but it reflects only 1, and in this case it's the blue color. So you see it as blue. And I think it was quite spectacular to see that blue bright color. It really did something to my eyes, so I really loved it.
Another fun fact is that this is one of the few glaciers that is not decreasing in size.
No.
It's increasing or even the same since 1971. However, ice is melting and ice is falling up. Rocks are just falling, or part of ice are falling. You will see that when you are visiting the glacier. We saw a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I don't think we have it on video, but
it makes quite a bang, and it was it's quite spectacular to see when it dropped down, and you feel like the splosh coming down at you. So I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it just really feels like, wow, I'm part of nature in that moment. So to see the magnitude and the power that releases when a rock falls down, or such a big chunk of ice, it was spectacular.
yes. Some practical things when visiting Perito Moreno. We went by. We had a cab driver.
Yes.
So he went with us. Also in the park, because it's quite huge.
Yeah.
There is a possibility to go with the bus. But because we didn't do that ourselves, we didn't really look into it. But we know there are buses going over there. They just don't run as frequently as you would like, maybe.
Yeah.
It's quite convenient to have your own cab driver, but it simply is a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite doable from El Calafate, where we were staying, so no need to stay close or anything like that. It was very doable.
Yeah.
There is a park fee before entering the park, which we will put up somewhere. And once you paid it, you can enter with your cab driver, and there is a spot there where he or she can stay, and you just have the time to explore the park.
Yeah. Have a look around.
Yes. The accessibility of Perito Moreno is actually pretty good, because you can get there by bus or cab, so that is really good. And in the park it's just really easy to make your way around.
Yes. There are some platforms where you can stand on to have a look at those glaciers. There are different tracks you can walk around there. They are not that hard and not that steep. So even if you're not that physically in a good shape, you can also have a look around and really see the glacier. It feels really, it's quite in front of you, so it's almost like you can, if you reach out, you can touch it. Not real, of course, but it felt just that way, that you are very close to it.
Yes.
That's something I think on the Argentinian side, Perito Moreno, does stand out for me for. So yeah, have a look at it.
Yeah, so the trails are marked with some colors and you can just follow them.
Yeah.
And I think you can do a whole day for all the trails. And they are pretty much accessible and not that hard to do.
Yeah.
And there's even a tiny shop at the top if you want to buy something or drink something. We bought some ponchos.
Ponchos. Yeah. Because
During
of
the
the
weather.
rain.
Yeah. So really, really easy trail.
Yeah.
Hoe mooi dit is. Okay, for each park you can do some different activities.
Yes.
It really depends on the park that you are. In Perito Moreno you can walk on ice. You have a half day or a day trek. Nearby there are even kayaking expeditions.
Yes.
And we decided to do the half day hike.
Yeah.
So that is really walking on
Ice.
the ice. On the glacier, yes. It's really something
so
different.
something, yeah. So you take the boat, and from the boat on you have also some beautiful views on the lake, and you can look outside. So it's not that long of a ride. I think it's about 40 minutes.
No, I think it's like 20 minutes or something.
Something like 20 minutes. And then you got off board. Then you have a little briefing. For us, it was the English version, of course. And then we get on along with the guide. They gear you up. They give you some gear if you don't have it. They give you a helmet. They give you an ice pick even.
No.
No. Shit. I wish they gave me an ice pick. But they give you a helmet and they bind on those crampons, so you don't slip out and you have a really good grip on top of the glacier, which you really need, because some parts are very steep, so you really need those clamp-ons, otherwise you won't stay on the track. But if you are on track, you just follow the guide and they will lead you the way. Because if you go off the path, it could be quite dangerous because there are some really deep downfalls, and yeah, you do not want to have that, of course. And from on top of the glacier, you have also some views of the surroundings, which are quite nice to see. And we did even some whiskey drinking at one point of the tour, so that was also really quite something to have. To imagine that you have some whiskey on top of the glacier, and they just put in the fresh ice from the glacier to cool down your drinks. So that's quite lovely to see. And on our way back, the last part of us, we did go in a cave, which was quite have a really brightful blue color.
Yes, there you can see really the color of the glacier really well.
Yeah, so that was something also I think really special. Yes. I really liked that one.
Yes,
yeah.
I also really enjoyed it, and for the first time, almost the first time in Argentina, we had an English-speaking guide, and he could explain so much about the glacier, what was going on, how climate change impacted or not. a lot of things that he told us.
Yeah.
There are even kind of things living in the ice, on the ice. So it was really interesting to learn more about that. And on the way back after the cave, the ice cave, we walked around like small tiny forests. So it was a really enjoyable afternoon.
Yeah.
Ja?
Ja.
Ice, baby.
So this wouldn't be a comparison if we wouldn't share how much we paid for this visit to the glacier. So this is including the cab driver, drink, ponchos, entrance fee, and the activity walking on ice.
The whole shebang.
So the total amount that we have spent in euros was
You know it.
295 euros for the two of us.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Stay till the end to find out.
Yes.
Now that we covered Argentinian side, let's go into the Chilean side.
But before we do, if you like our videos, thumbs up, and please not forget to subscribe down there.
Thank you. So at the Chilean side, we visit the Great Lake or Glacier Great Glacier, the glacier in the Torres del Paine National Park. So this glacier has also a really blue color.
However, the lake, as its name, is grey because of the sediment that makes its way into the ice and later on into the water. So the contrast between the glacier and the grey lake is quite spectacular to see. So the blue color really pops out in contrast to the grey lake.
Yes, and even though it's one of the smaller glaciers in southern Patagonia, it's really good to see from out of space, and NASA even makes pictures of it. So it's pretty amazing.
Cool.
Getting to this glacier is not as easy as one might think. one of the options is to do the O or the W track. So you walk around the park for a couple of days, and you will pass this point, or most tracks end there, and then you take the boat back, then the bus back to civilization. We didn't have the time. We had a short amount of time in Patagonia, unfortunately, so we needed to do it a different way. We decided to do it by boat, so we needed to get there by boat. We thought it would be easier, but it really wasn't as easy because there is no bus going over there. It's quite complicated. We basically just ran on the streets to see if there is a cab driver who was willing to take us to the starting point. That's a hotel, really nice hotel if you want to splurge a little bit, by the way, with really nice views and good food. We had some lunch there. Bit of topic, but once you are there, you need to take the boat to see the glaciers, but from the hotel you still need to have some kind of transportation to the starting point. Then you need to walk like in half an hour to get to the boat.
Yeah, it's quite a hassle, to be honest.
It's quite a hassle to get there.
If you're there are quite a lot of activities you can do. We wanted to go kayaking on the lake. However, we were able to fit it in our time schedule. We didn't manage to get on the lake to go kayaking. So a bit sad about that, but yeah. We need to come back, I think, to do that once again.
Yeah, because the problem with this is that the kayaking tour guide
starts from the middle of the national park.
Yes, so there's no pickup. They are not going to get you somewhere what you maybe are accustomed to in other places. This is not the case. You need to get to the glacier yourself.
Yes. So in the time we went there was only one spot available, and it was the latest trip. And then we had to stay in the national park and stay at the hotel there. But we already had our plans booked regarding our hotel. So we didn't want to spend even more money because it's quite expensive to stay in that hotel in that park. So we decided, then it's not for us this time. So the next time we take a little bit more time at the Glacier break, and then we're definitely going to do that. Really take it.
That.
The other thing you can do is, of course, you can do a hike.
Along or on the ice?
Along or on the ice, yeah. So what we mentioned before, there are people who are doing the W track or the O track. As you can see in our other video, we did. So what we did was go on a boat tour. We stepped on the boat, and they really made it fun, the people on the boat, because they did some kind of a pub quiz, so to say, which so they really made it fun, and they give you lots of information regarding the glacier. And at one time you can also go on deck and you can see the glacier from really close. So that's also really nice. You can take some pictures, shoot some videos, and have a look around and see the surroundings. And you can really see for yourself the contrasting colors of the grey lake and the blue glacier, which I think are make it special to see those colors popping out.
And I really like the rock formation, because while we were on the catamaran, the rock formations were like in the lake and just popping out like you were on the Titanic and traveling through the ice formation. So I think that was a really cool part. Yeah, for sure.
So do that.
This made us come to the total amount that we have spent, including the boat ride, the cab driver, food, entrance fee. I think that's it.
Yeah?
So let's hear it.
450 euros.
Ouch. Our final verdict.
Which side will you choose? The Chilean side or the Argentinian side?
So we will choose the
Argentinian side. And why?
Because one, it's cheaper. Because actually the price that we shared with you was a little bit paid by our credit card, so it was a little bit more expensive than normally if you act on the blue dollar rate. If you want to know more about that, we have another video about the blue dollar rate. It's more accessible. You don't need to be really active or anything like that, so I really like that. It's really nicely done. You can spend easily a day there, so you can have a lot of time. It's also more accessible in the way that you can take the bus from El Calafate to the entrance of the park.
Yes.
And I personally really enjoy the feeling that you can basically touch like the glacier, even though you're really there's a big distance still, but it's magnificent. And I also really liked, I think we both did, the walking on the ice.
Yeah.
Obviously we didn't do that on the other side, but still, if you need to choose, I would definitely recommend the Perito Moreno Glacier.
Yes.
We would do that.
Yeah. And it's also it's better organized.
Yes, it's better organized.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah.
In any case, if you go to Chilean side or Argentine side, they are both worth it. It's really nice. We have a small favorite, that's the Perito Moreno.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts about this topic and see you next time.
Bye bye.